I was kind of contemplating this video and didn't know if I was going to do it or not. But here we are. Since this platform is all about keeping it as real as possible, so I'd adhere to it and speak about some of the issues that's been going on these past week or so. Um, Mainly about the incident with George Floyd. Uh, George Floyd, if you have not known, was murdered by the police for bad check, apparently. Um, the store that he was in called the police in for for some type of forgery, and the police ended up killing him. That's just what it is, plain as day. So the the murder is unfortunate, and again, it's this again. We're still dealing with this now in 2020. But what I mostly want to pay attention to is the reactions, more so what the reaction in Minneapolis, which where the incident occurred, their reaction to it, which is was kind of troublesome to me because I would have not necessarily as reacted the way or have thought to that. Oh, his murder his murder by the police. We should go ahead and start looting stores and stuff like that, or looting businesses or operations. You could say, oh, it's Target, because Target was the main one basically that's been looted. But at the same time, like, people do depend on this, on those organizations for money and food and drugs. Like, there was even video and pictures of like the drugstore section of it just looted. Like, these are drugs that people need to stay alive, to still be able to function. Like, that's done. People are being inconsiderate of other people, and there's also other comments about like people and people about their jobs, and like there was a comment about saying that why people care about Target. It was only $200 they're going to lose. Like, that's the only thing they're giving anyways. And I'm thinking, like, why would you sit there and say that $200 was nothing? Like, $200 is something to somebody, right? So that was also just a whole bunch of nonsense going on there. The thing is with the rioting, like, I understand that that's more of a response, an emotional response, but because it is an emotional response, it's not something that maybe you should have thought this over with and not do, because it's affecting you guys. It's going to affect people negatively. It's going to affect the people that, well, black people, right? I'm saying it, whatever. It's going to affect black people negatively because those are the people that are probably depending on those things, depending on the place to buy food. Like, think of the people that were looking to go out there, like, hey, we ran out of food, I'm about to go hit Target now. Target's done. Like, Target's burned down. Target's burned down. Like, or the people that need the pills, like, or how they're gonna get the pills, they're gonna have to like wait another week or two. And me, who works around that type of establishment, I know, like, the time it takes to like get those pills set up, and then get the okay from from doctors, and the whole process is a long process, and for that to all be wiped out completely from one location, that's a huge thing. So the whole premise really is just about people not really being considerate. Just like, you have to understand, like, I know it's a charged thing. Like, I'm pissed off too about it. But at the same time, like, you have to sit down and like think of logical ways to like really just try to find solutions to this whole mess, because it's ridiculous. Another black man is now dead again. Like, what? I know it could have been multiple. We check out the whole video with what's her face, Amy Cooper, back at Central Park with the dog thing. Like, I thought that was the most ridiculous shit ever. Like, she being a white girl, being a white woman, knew her privilege. She knew that she was getting upset that some guy who was black was telling her to follow the rules in the park. So she was like, so that's an offensive thing to her. So instead of like actually abiding to those rules or listening to another black man that she probably finds inferior anyways, she wants to go ahead and put this person's life in risk. And the matter of tone that she used sounded like her, like if the police didn't come, like she was dead. which was never the case at all, which wasn't even close. But knowing that she was a white woman and knowing that the person that she was calling was black, knowing that the tone would really get them coming in, like she literally put this man's life in danger. And I'm glad that the stuff that happened to her losing her job, her having to release the dog from her possession back to the animal shelter that took the dog back in, that's cool and all, but like this is the type of mentality that these people have. Is the answer to looting? I don't know. I don't know. Um, just there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I think that right now people are reacting. A lot of this quick reactions. People want something, some sort of some sort of solution fast, really quickly, and I don't think that's necessarily the case right now. Personally, for us, for I don't know what the solution is. I don't know. I don't know. But I think for us personally, we need to have a time to just, really sit down and think of something, because this is more elaborate than just having immediate change to occur. And like, this won't be immediate. I mean, no, it won't. I mean, we've been dealing with this for for as long as as long as anybody can remember, even before my time, before any our grandparents' time. We've been dealing with this for a while. So obviously, it's not going to be a quick solution to it, but we have to come together as people and like really sit down and think of like what are ways that we can do to prevent this happening. Because let me tell you now, we're wondering why the police ain't doing nothing. There's good police, good cops or whatever, but police essentially is a mafia, point blank. The police are a mafia, and how a mafia works is that they have these guys or OGs that give out orders. Simple as that. And there's a not until with these mafia, with these OGs or these original, the people that are there before, basically with the experience and all that, who are giving out orders, those guys can have the mentality of, hey, these are inferior people. Like, these are people that don't, belong here. The racist type of mentality. And until the force changes that type of structure, we're going to keep seeing this constantly. So there has to be a way to stop that type of mentality from the police force standpoint, because the infrastructure in there needs to change. That these guys are giving out orders. Now they might not necessarily be figureheads like commissioners of the state, or high-ranking officers that give out orders. They might not necessarily be them. They might be just advisors. They're like, hey, they come into the precincts on their own, or they talk to the commissioner like, oh, this, that, and the third. Let's try to, have slick ways of like trying to put black people at disenfranchised. So those are like these old school stuff. They get into the academy, and like they teach, because they're the ones with the experience, and they're like, oh, we are qualified to teach these type of things to the new cadets coming into the force. So this is the whole thing of brotherhood. It's a straight up mafia. So why would them as a group, right? Why would they try to off their own, not off, but like fuck, what was I gonna say again? Not necessarily off, but just rat out their own people like that. They're not gonna do that. No, I don't expect them to do that either. They're not that. I mean, you see the stories about how you have corrupt cops and years of corruption until somehow they are caught. And then there's like the evidence against them is too much that they can't ignore it. Then you wonder like, well, how did it go on years and years where like no one didn't notice it? Of course, that people noticed it, but because there are this is a mafia type of thing. Maybe they were like, oh, the guy who's doing this is too high up, or whoever is backing that person who's doing the crimes is too high up there. Like he's respected. So and it just keeps going. And people are afraid. Also, the police, they have their own internal things that they do anyway. So obviously, there's also things that we probably don't even know about that goes on there. That also keeping those good cops that we're considered good, keeping their mouth shut. So a lot of stuff. I mean, and that's just part of it. Obviously, it's a whole list of things that um, needs to change. But it's just unfortunate that now we're still doing this in 2020. Not only now, COVID-19. Now we have to worry about that, but also worry about walking down the street and not have the police be involved in our business now for whatever reason it is, right? But just the whole entire reaction thing, the emotion. I know everyone's emotion is high. Mine's is kind of a little high right now, and I'm still kind of like even though I don't show it in my face, right? But I'm still a little bit like charged up about it, and it's like when does it end? You know. But that's some thoughts out there. Uh, we do plan on getting this. Going back on the podcast here. We're just giving some time now. I am trying to get some videos up later later in the year. I just need to get my equipment up. That's why I haven't really been haven't been on it yet, because I wanted to get some quality stuff in here. Like, this is coming off of my phone, so it's like blurry or whatever, but this is coming from my phone. But I do plan on putting some stuff up now until we are fully operational again. We do have shit that we're doing. Life gets at you, right? Life comes at you fast. So, but we do have shit that we're doing personally, just to get make sure that we can be able to focus on this completely. But I do plan on getting some stuff, some cameras, and just throwing videos out, here and there, just talking about current event stuff and just reacting to it and other shit that I see. Alright, so until next time, y'all. Peace.